Hello and welcome to the Last Picture House quiz. My name is Marcus Lovett, and joining me via Zoom are Ian Norton, Maria Suzuki, Di Lynch, Paul Dowling, Andrew Morris, and Trygve Bjelvåg. Hi everybody, how you doing?
Hey Marcus.
Doing well.
Woo-hoo! Coming to you live from the home studio / junk room. This is the show that tests our panelists' knowledge of cinema. In the blue corner, there's Ian, Paul, and Andrew. Do you have a team name, gentlemen?
We do, Marcus. This week we are going to be the Rabbit Killers.
The Rabbit Killers. Very subtle.
Very subtle, like us.
The Rabbit Boilers.
Okay, and in the red corner, we have Maria, Trygve, and Di. What team name did you choose this week?
First of all, Marcus, thank you for noticing my inspired outfit for my new look for a famous Femme fatale, and it's not Elton John.
I was going to say Elton John was a Femme fatale.
Okay, I can see even less than usual, so I'll go with this.
Yeah, you might need to lose your glasses.
Yes, we are the Oslo Confidential.
Oslo Confidential.
Yeah.
Like it. That is beautiful.
Equally subtle.
Me in your web.
Sorry, Trig.
Trig, you're absolutely glamorous.
Okay, so the quiz consists of 3 rounds of questions. The first is a general film knowledge round. The second is our theme round, this week, the Femme fatale. While the third and final round makes use of visual aids. So there are 23 questions in total. Naturally, we encourage you to play along at home. So if you think you have the answer, don't be shy. Let us know in the chat what you think. At the end of the quiz, we'll tally up the number and one of the 2 teams will be declared the winner.
In fact, if people just want to DM me the answers directly, don't mind.
Yeah,
no.
Don't mind.
Very up for cheating.
Let's not do that. Okay. So let's move to round 1.
All right.
Question number 1. What is the full name of Sean Astin's character, or Sean Astin it should be, Sean Astin's character in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Something Femme fatale?
Yeah, that's throwing me that.
Okay, that's round 2.
Over to you, boy.
Is it Rudy or is it Mouth? Mikey.
I know Dowling.
All the Sean Astin character names here.
Sexy Sauron?
I don't know.
Lord of the Rings is not my area of expertise.
Well, I don't know. I'm on first name basis with most of people,
Most of the characters?
so yes, I don't know.
All right.
Okay. Do you need more time?
Don't worry, guys. I've got you.
Great.
Right, good.
We can move on. Question
Oh, it is
2.
that, yeah.
In which movie did John Wayne first call someone Pilgrim? This is a multiple choice question.
Thank God.
Was it A, The Searchers,
Does that in every
B,
movie.
True Grit, C, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, or D, Red River? In which movie did John Wayne first call someone Pilgrim?
Come on, Dowling. This is your
Does anyone add to that? I've done a 50-50 there, so...
Can we phone a friend?
Yeah.
And you two are...
We could bring that in. We could actually start phoning friends. Of course,
Yeah.
we'd need to have friends for that.
All my friends are here.
All my friends are asleep.
All my friends are drunk.
My friends are still at work.
All my friends want money.
Can you maybe call John Wayne's estate and then ask them?
Let's just tweet him. He's bound to be on Twitter.
Okay, let's move on to question number 3. What is the name of the top prize at the Venice Film Festival? What is the name of the top prize at the Venice Film Festival?
I know in Italian. Do I get a
No.
bonus
That's
point?
extra point.
I'm going to suggest that you translate that. So I'm pretty sure it's the same.
I thought you were more international. You disappoint me, Marcus.
Something?
And here we thought we were just going to
past Palm d'Or.
Yeah, no, yeah. We thought we were just
Definitely
going
not
to be. We thought we were just going to be bad at the Femme Fatale round.
Also,
Oh,
animals.
Come on.
Yeah.
Not so difficult.
I've only won it 3
Yeah,
times.
you'll-
I can't remember.
By the way, Venice is saying that they're gonna go ahead. with
Oh,
the
really?
really?
When is
festival,
it?
yes.
September?
It's September, yes.
Right.
I think
Oh,
it's
shit.
around 20th September.
Are they going to have an
Wow.
audience?
I'm not sure, but it never counted in Venice.
I'll screen the movies for an empty audience.
As long as you have a red carpet,
Still counts.
it still counts.
Okay, do you need more time?
No, I think we've got it.
Great.
No, we definitely haven't because I typed that.
Great.
I need
Let's
more
move
time
on
if I'm gonna
then.
learn
Question
Italian,
4.
but, other-
Which actress made her film debut in 12 Years a Slave?
I don't know how to spell it.
I don't know the spelling.
I'll give you a pass on the spelling. You don't have to spell it as long as you can get the right
Oh,
answer.
I'm
Which
writing it in
actress
the wrong
made her
answer.
film debut in 12 Years a Slave?
Yeah.
Someone have a go at the spelling anyway.
Is it?
Yeah,
What?
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Just
You guys
Guess
realize
some
this is a
Scrabble
trust
letters,
thing,
yeah.
that I'm not actually looking at your score.
There's a Y in
thank
there. somewhere.
goodness. Yeah.
You have to read it. If you can get it phonetically, you're fine.
I can pronounce it. I just can't spell it.
No
I
problem.
think that's probably quite close.
You might prefer it.
Now you have to get the regional inflection.
Okay. Are we all good? Ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Question 5. What city provides the setting for District 9 from 2009?
Oh yeah. Good one.
How you talking?
It's sci-fi. Come
Yes,
on.
it's very
It's sci-fi.
predictable
You're
at this
talking my
point.
language.
What city provides the setting for District 9?
I've completely lost confidence in the answer I just wrote down.
That's it. That's it. Don't make me
Good,
call
good,
you a
good. I guess
prawn.
the confidence back.
Yeah,
All right,
well
we do
done.
need an answer for the Venice Film Festival one. We can't say that. My mum's watching.
It's not like it's rude, Ian.
Yeah, right.
It will be by the time Dowling finishes typing.
Doesn't like Italian words.
Gonna do a really bad
Well, I
job.
can
You
think
can
of
use
it's
English for the
pizza.
title.
It's not something you can eat. That's a hint.
So it's not pizza.
I don't know.
It's not pizza.
I was just about to write the cannelloni.
Opera.
Just pizza award.
Question 6. Philip Seymour Hoffman won an Oscar for playing which literary figure?
Oh
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman won an Oscar for playing which literary figure?
He was a wonderful Shakespeare.
Well done, Maria. Yep. So easy. Awesome.
That was not even sci-fi. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Is it? It's not sci-fi, is it?
The notes are going a bit crazy. No, it's not food.
So, I see, guys, that we're already moving straight to the answer sheet. So
Yeah.
Okay.
They wouldn't call
Okay,
on the board for a
we
meatball.
ready? Let's go to question 7. What film did director Christopher Nolan make between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight? So Batman Begins 2005 and The Dark Knight 2008.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That
Sounds
one
good. Yeah,
popped back into the public eye
Okay.
recently.
go with that.
Yeah.
The new
Well, Di, we were writing it at the same time.
the trailer for Tenet looks amazing.
Don't spoil it.
The backwards
How,
one.
ma-
or
how
Taking
many
my
times have you
headphones
watched
out.
it now, Di?
I've only played Fortnite once, so only the once.
Did you just play Fortnite to watch that trailer?
I haven't done any of those things. I'm just kidding. I refuse to do anything via the medium of Fortnite.
Again,
Fortnite's not a channel, you guys. Come
we're
on.
gonna get comments.
Huge game design.
I'm sure our demographic plays Fortnite.
Yeah, don't let my pupils hear you say that.
Okay, so that was what film did director Christopher Nolan make between Batman Begins in 2005 and The Dark Knight in 2008? Do you need more time?
No, sir.
Okay, let's move on. Question 8.
Don't think we do.
Starring Marlon Brando, which musical is based around the activities of New York petty criminals and professional gangsters? And I probably should have underlined musical.
Yep.
Apocalypse Now was a musical at one point, I'm sure.
It was.
Yeah. Famously. I smell napalm in the morning. Because it's
Okay, I know what I'm doing for posters for next week.
always providing you ideas.
It's going to be Trigg's difficult second album.
The second album.
The sophomore album. Okay, so again, starring Marlon Brando, which musical is based around the activities of New York petty criminals and professional gamblers? Let's go to question 9. Who is Abe Froman?
Oh, wow, I know that name.
I know that.
Is he my neighbor?
Is Abe from Anne?
You know it, write it down.
From Man.
I considered making this a multiple choice, but I thought, no, that would be too easy.
I've forgotten the name of the bloody film.
A.B.
Language, Ian.
Oh, man.
Your mum's watching.
It's from Glasgow.
Hello, Carol.
And just like that, he insulted the whole of Glasgow.
Oh, I've got confused now. Which film I'm trying to think of?
Describe it in the.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Who is Abe Froman?
I feel like he should be in a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, that name would work in a Coen's, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, that answer
He's not going to help
is not
you.
a film.
That is not a clue. That is not going to help you.
Autocorrect is not. Yeah, it's not helping me.
I want to watch that.
Oh, you're
film.
talking about your answer, not my answer.
Oh, there's an answer doing the rounds that's terrifying.
Okay.
We have a lingering awe.
I'm readying my foot to kick myself for whatever the answer to that question is.
Okay, let's move on to question 10, which is our audience question. This week, it's provided by our friend of the show, Jeremy Jennings. Are you ready?
Hey, Jeremy.
Let's go.
Good evening, Last Picture House quiz fans. Your friendly Force Ghost, Jeremy Jennings, here with a question for you. In the movie Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, what does C-3PO say are the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer? Was it A, 3,720 to 1, B, 725 to 1, C, 6 million to 1?
Already locked.
We don't know because Leia tells him to shut up. Good luck. And may the Force be with you.
Okay, so question 10 one more time for those people who are not good at numbers. According to C-3PO, the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer are A, 3,720 to 1, B, 725 to 1, C, 6 million to 1, or D, shut up.
I've never liked C-3PO.
No one likes him.
I mean,
come on,
Jar Jar Binks got a lot of stink, but you know,
he's there for exposition and just be yelled at.
I think he's an endearing character.
Is he?
Is he?
He's there from the beginning, really the beginning.
You know what opinions
for the
are
whole
like.
thing and never really shares any information, but whatever.
Or does anything.
So much love in the new trilogy.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't.
boys,
He's not very sort of self-actuated.
this is why I chose you for the job.
Yeah.
So Maria's planning to answer this one on her own.
No help.
Sorry, I'm typing essays to one of these answers here, trying to work out what the answer is.
Yeah, I mean, we got
Okay. So that question one final time. According to C-3PO, the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer are A, 3,720 to 1, B, 725 to 1, C, 6 million to 1, or D, shut up.
Shut up. Shut him up or shut him down.
Okay. So while our contestants take time to think about their answers to round one, this is the part of our show where we encourage you to subscribe on YouTube. Simply go to the Last Picture House channel and hit that big red button. While you're there, you may want to check out our archive of podcast episodes. For a premium listening experience, you can also subscribe to our audio podcast on iTunes. Finally, we do social media. We are Last Picture House on Instagram, Last Pic House on Twitter, and Last Picture House on Facebook. All right, folks, it's time for the answers to round one. Are you ready?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost.
the enthusiasm.
It's contagious, right?
Yeah. Question one. What is the full name of Sean Astin's character in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? I'm going to go to Oslo Confidential first of all. How about Maria?
Oh, so you're not going to the opposite team today? Oh,
No. I thought I'd be charitable and go to you guys first.
Well, okay. I have a problem reading it. It's Samwise Gamgee. Is that the correct? What language
Close
is that?
enough, Maria. Close enough.
Sorry, can you do that one more time?
Samwise Gamgee.
Trig. Oh, Trig. Maybe you can help Maria out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was right on. It's Samwise Gamgee.
Gamgee. Okay. And how about Ian from the Rabbit Killers?
Yeah, we had the same. Samwise Gamgee.
Is the correct answer. Well done.
Oh.
Well,
okay, so during the 16th month shoot, the hobbits would have to come in early each day, put on their prosthetic feet. On the majority of these occasions, their feet were not seen on camera, so they spent a lot of time in makeup with no
all in the
actual screen
details.
time for that. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. In which movie did John Wayne first call someone Pilgrim? All right, let's go to the Rabbit Killers, and how about Paul?
I seem to have picked up a reputation as some kind of cowboy lover. I must have said I like cowboys.
How could that have happened?
I can picture it. I can remember John Wayne saying like, "Whoa there, Pilgrim" or something. But I'm going with it. Could be any of them. I think B. True Grit.
So you're going with True Grit?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about on the other team, also Confidential? Let's go to Die for this one.
Yeah, we're sort of in the same boat. We've got no real idea. It could be any of them, but we're going to go with D, Red River.
D, Red River?
Red River.
Unfortunately, folks, it was C, the man who shot Liberty Valance. Paul, you're gonna have to really work a little bit harder on those
cowboy game.
Cowboy films. Yeah. They're there for you.
I'll get back on the horse.
According to one actor in the film, John Wayne was cast at the insistence of the studio. John Ford resented the studio's intrusion and retaliated by taunting Wayne relentlessly through the filming. It was said that he didn't want Duke Wayne. He didn't want him to think that he was being done any favors by the director. Okay. Next question, number 3. What is the name of the top prize at the Venice Film Festival? Okay. Let's go to Trigva.
All right. I'm going to put the Italian pronunciation, but it's...
you can do this in English, folks.
Okay, yeah, it's a
totally
golden
fine.
lion. Leon d'Oro Golden Lion. Is that correct, Miriam?
It's Leone d'Oro.
What you said, yeah, beautiful.
Okay, that's the final answer, right?
Yeah, it's the final answer.
Okay, great. And Andrew, how about you guys?
Good luck, Mars.
We've got. I'm going to pick one because they're all wrong. I'm going to go for the silver meatball feather.
Ooh, that sounds prestigious.
Say again.
The silver meatball feather. I'm just throwing Hail
silver
Mary.
Meatball feather.
That's the English pronunciation, of course.
Okay, and now
it's
in
an Italian artisanal. I don't know.
It
La
makes
piuma
more
d'argento.
I'm
sense.
sorry, Maria. I do
La piuma
apologize.
d'argento.
We disagree that there's no food in this award.
The correct answer is, of course, the Golden Lion.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, it's always a golden something. The symbol of it is the lion. Okay.
And
so
of Trump aesthetics.
See, silver meatball, feathers.
Is the award. It was introduced in 1949 by the organizing committee and is now regarded as one of the film industry's most prestigious and distinguished prizes. Last year's winner, of course, was Joker.
He looked like Ravanelli.
Okay.
That was Almodovar.
Almodovar. He looks like whom?
Ravanelli.
I think it's
Fabrizio Ravanelli.
Who was nicknamed the Silver Feather.
It's a good thing this is a movie show and not a sports show. I have no idea what you're talking about. Number 4, which actress made her film debut in 12 Years a Slave from 2013? This time I'm going to go to the Rabbit Killers first, and Ian, I think you're up.
Lupita Nyong'o.
And how about you, Maria, for Oslo Confidential?
Oh, I remember we did like a pronunciation session in one of our podcasts, but I don't think we did, didn't we? It's Lupita Nyong'o.
Yep.
But don't ask me the spelling.
I'm not going to penalize either team for pronunciation, but you both get that correct. Well done. I'm going with Lupita Nyong'o, but I'm free to be corrected by someone who really knows.
Now we have a video with Lupita Nyong'o. No, we don't. Would it be nice?
Where she pronounces her name.
Yeah.
So she received critical acclaim, of course, for this debut and won several awards, including the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. She also became the first Kenyan and Mexican actress to win an Academy Award. What I didn't realize was that she spent her formative years, I think the first 9 years of her life, in Mexico.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right. Question number 5. What city provides the setting for District 9? Let's go to Di, first of all, for Oslo Confidential.
This is, of course, Johannesburg.
Yes.
All right. And how about Paul for the Rabbit Killers?
We have the same, Johannesburg.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Fun fact, the language used by the aliens, the clicking sounds, was created by rubbing a pumpkin.
Really?
The Foley artist must have had a lot of fun with that one.
Sounds like a euphemism.
It's not a euphemism.
I'm going to District 9 now.
Wow. Can't wait for Halloween.
Question 6. Philip Seymour Hoffman won an Oscar for playing which literary figure? How about we go to Oslo Confidential for this one? Trygve.
Yes, it was, of course, Truman Capote.
Okay, and how about for the Rabbit Killers, Moz?
We also have the wonderfully spoken Truman Capote.
Okay, Truman Capote, of course, In Cold Blood. It was basically a dramatization of the writing of In Cold Blood. Philip Seymour Hoffman lost 40 pounds for the role. The entire film was shot in 36 days. Question 7. What film did director Christopher Nolan make between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight? This time I'm going over to the Rabbit Killers first. And Paul.
We have, and it's a great movie, The Prestige.
All right. And Di, what did you guys get for Oslo Confidential?
Yeah. We also have The Prestige.
Well done, both of you. The Prestige is the correct answer. Christopher Priest, who wrote the film, has since criticized Nolan's blockbusters, describing the wildly successful Dark Knight trilogy as boring and pretentious, and Nolan's work outside of Memento and The Prestige as shallow and badly written and embarrassing.
Wow.
We're going to get as an X rating then, Mark.
I agree.
Yeah. Interstellar ends with love. Love.
Is that when he's trapped in a cupboard or in a bookcase for a bit?
Yeah.
Come now, guys. Let's not get our claws out.
I love that. I love Nolan films. I'm happy.
I do.
Question 8. Starring Marlon Brando, which musical is based around the activities of New York petty criminals and professional gangsters? How about we go to Maria? for this one?
I think it's Guys and Dolls.
Okay, Ian.
Yes, we have Guys and Dolls as well. Although I do want Maria to sing her song again.
I feel napalm in the morning. Yes.
Now we got a musical.
Oh, you've sent Marcus over the edge. It's been a hard week for him. Look,
All right, yes, it is indeed Guys and Dolls. You know, I've got to admit, I've never seen Guys and Dolls. The idea of Marlon Brando in a musical with Frank Sinatra, I know it scares me.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, we performed it at school as one of the.
Yeah, it's sort of a school musical staple, isn't it?
It was brilliant. We could smoke on stage. I loved it. Sorry, Mum. I definitely didn't smoke on stage. Sorry, Mum. Jesus.
So Frank Sinatra loathed the non-singing Marlon Brando for getting the starring role, while Sinatra got a lesser part. His nickname for the sometimes barely coherent Brando was Mumbles. Surprise, surprise. Okay, question 9. Who is Abe Froman? Who is Abe Froman? Going to the Rabbit Killers, first of all. Paul.
Oh, no.
Paul.
Fair, Paul.
Four lines of notes. Someone highlight the one I'm going with.
Do you want me to go to Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you wrote most of it, right?
You assume that I've written them all? I definitely didn't write what that says about Benicio del Toro. I would never repeat that.
It's not that difficult.
I'm very frustrated because I know that name and I cannot place it. So I'm going to pick. At first, I thought it might be another Alan Smithy, but do you know, I'm going to go with this. Sorry, guys, I'm taking the initiative. I'm going to say he's from The Iceman Cometh.
Okay.
And that silence tells me that was a bad choice.
We fully support you, Moz, until you get it wrong.
Who is Abe Froman? Please, Die.
No, I have no idea. Well, the only Abe I can think of is like Abe Sapien from Hellboy.
Oh, that's what I wrote.
Honest Abe, maybe.
That's what I wrote down as well.
Really. Write what your captain wrote. Go with the captain.
Okay. A criminal brackets maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
He is, of course, the Sausage King of Chicago, referenced in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Remember when they go to the
Does he have a name?
snooty restaurant and the maitre d', they say that they're looking for a table. He says there's none available. Bueller looks in the book and finds Abe Froman's name, and he says, "You're Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago."
Okay.
We never actually see Abe Froman or learn why he failed to show for his lunch reservation.
Is there a Sausage King?
I will never forget.
There is apparently a Sausage King in Chicago, by the way. His name's not Abe Froman. All right, moving on to our final question for round 1. Question 10. Our audience question from Jeremy Jennings. According to C-3PO, the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer are... I've got the options again. A, 3,720 to 1. B, 725 to 1. C, 6 million to 1. And finally, D, shut up. All right. Shall we go to Ian for this, first of all?
Okay, we went with, well, it's lovely to see Jeremy, and we went with C, 6 million to 1.
6 million to 1, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And how about Maria for Oslo Confidential?
I have no idea, so I let my boys decide.
What did the boys say?
The boys said A, 3, I can't read this number, 37,201 to 1. Whatever.
That's a lot of numbers.
That's not one of the options.
A lot. No.
Not one of the options.
So, run them by me again.
I'm reading what you wrote.
It's the same number that's on the screen.
Give us a letter.
A, B, C, or D?
A. Whatever.
Welcome back. So my question was, in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, what does C-3PO say are the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer? And if you answered D, we don't know because Leia tells him to shut up. You must be strong in the Force because you're correct. And if you got it wrong, well, as Han Solo always says, never tell me the odds.
Okay.
So according to C-3PO, the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial Star Destroyer are D. Shut up. All right. So at the end of round 1, we have Oslo Confidential on 7 points. And we have the Rabbit Killers on 6 points.
Ooh.
So you're doing pretty well. Rabbit Killers, you know, you're in the running, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
we screwed up a Star Wars question. Come on.
And you didn't take a point off us this week, so that's good.
Well done.
I don't normally eliminate points from you. I don't, you know, you don't lose points. You only gain points, Ian.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, we are heading into our intermission. We have an intermission question, Ian.
Yes, we do. And the rules are the same as always. We'll show you a slide from a film, and part of that slide will be blanked out. So please send in, or please put in the comments your funniest answer. So try and think of the funniest answer to the blank that Mark is going to show on the screen right now. So
There
here
you
it
go.
is from James Bond. Please fill in your funniest answer in the comments, and I'll read them out after the break. Mars, be polite this week.
I believe it's Spectre, right?
So yes, we will be back after a 10-minute break, and we will be chatting to you during that time. So please say hello in the chat. Thanks, and we'll be back very, very soon.
See you in a bit.
See you in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we are back. So let's check in with our panelists. We have Maria Suzuki, Ian Norton, Andrew Morris, Paul Dowling, Trygve Bjelvåg, and Di Lynch. Okay, so at the end of the first round, 7 points for Oslo Confidential, Maria's team, and 6 points for the Rabbit Killers, Ian's team.
Just 1
Trig,
point.
I can't really read that. What does it say this week?
Nobody gets it. It's Astro Boy.
Nice.
Fleeing through space, catching criminals. Like the atom. Nobody? No.
Very Takatana Baba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it in Tokyo. I was visiting Dai. So yeah.
Okay, so
Great.
Ian, I believe there was quite a lot going on in the chat during the break.
Oh, there's a lot going on in the chat. It's all very confusing. Also, my mum's laughing at Mars's jokes, so that's never a good sign.
He always does.
You have a fan, Mars.
No, she's definitely in love with Maria. And we have our usual players. Miss Lindstrom, Ingrid, is back, and she's doing very well. I think she has 8 out of 10 for the first round, so she's very happy. Well done, Miss
Great,
Lindstrom.
Ingrid. Thank you.
The question is back. He wants his bonus points.
By the way, do we know who the question actually is?
I have no idea.
The question, time to reveal your true identity.
We also have Dragleg. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Is this a Norwegian name?
Don't know. John McGowan, John? How you doing? He's playing well. He's doing pretty well as well. Just checking. We got Dogs is back as well, and a whole bunch of other people.
Hey, Dogs.
But in terms of we have a lot of answers for our intermission question. I'm not reading that one out. Dragleg says, "I'm big in Japan. Who are you?" The question follows up with, I'm forever young. Who are you?" Maria says, "I'm drunk. Who are you?" which she then puts into the message to my mum, which is really confusing. Dag says, "I'm your worst nightmare. Who are you?" I do like Draglegs. "I'm backed up. Who are you?" I think comment of the half has to go to I'm Abe Froman from Andrew Morris for getting that one wrong.
Oh,
The revenge.
Okay. So let's move on and let's reveal the actual quote from the Bond film. I'm just waiting.
I'm the Sausage King. No.
Yeah, that's right.
well, Bond technically is.
Oh, on one technicality,
Very
sorry,
true,
Ingrid has 7 out of 10, not 8 out of 10. And Maria, Mum would like it confirmed that yes, she does love you.
Oh.
I'm putting the comments away now because it's very confusing.
Okay, so the correct line, of course, was "I'm Mickey Mouse. Who are you?" But I think we did pretty well with the comments.
Yeah, and it must be noted that he is speaking Italian in that part of the film. So he says the line in Italian.
That's why it was subtitled and I could steal
it. That's why it was subtitled. Yes.
Okay, folks, we're moving into round 2.
I'm not very good at zippers.
Didn't you ever sleep with anyone else when you were married, Nick?
So it's round 2. This week we're looking at the Femme Fatale. Okay, question 11. Who played Maddie Walker, the Femme Fatale, in Lawrence Kasdan's Body Heat in 1981? This is not a multiple choice question. Who played Maddie Walker, the Femme Fatale, in Lawrence Kasdan's Body Heat from 1981?
Who was big in the 80s?
We got it.
Yep.
Who was big in the 80s, Di?
Definitely big in the 80s, by the way.
I could give you a seminar
give you that.
on that.
Big in the 80s for sure.
Oh, what's his name?
What's his name?
Michael.
Hey, don't be sexist. It could be man.
It's true. That's true. It's true.
It doesn't matter over here. Come on.
Who played Mattie Walker, the Femme Fatale, in Larry Kasdan's Body Heat?
Yeah.
Ah, you call him Larry, do you, Marcus?
A lot of people call him Larry.
They call me Larry.
He calls himself Larry. Question 12. In which film would you hear the line, "Personally, Vader's convinced me that alligators have the right idea. They eat their young"? This is a multiple choice question.
Okay.
A, The Postman Always Rings Twice from 1946. B, Laura from 1944. C, Mildred Pierce from 1945. And D, All About Eve from 1950. Those noir years, the years immediately after World War II. In which film would you hear the line, "Personally, Vader's convinced me that alligators have the right idea. They eat their young"?
You can see how confident I am because of all the question marks, Paul.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway. You can see how confident I am, but I haven't touched the answer sheet since we got to this round.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Question 13. Who played nightclub singer Dorothy Valens in Blue Velvet from 1986?
I know Maria knows that one.
Yes. We go back in the days.
Who played nightclub singer Dorothy Valens in Blue Velvet? Maria, do you want to sing the theme for this one?
I'll do the Dean Stockwell bit.
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
She wore. This is really serious now. I wanted to do an impromptu parody one, but.
Okay, let's move on to question 14. In LA Confidential, Kim Basinger plays a call girl who is said to resemble which actress?
Oh, you know them.
In LA Confidential, Kim Basinger plays a call girl who is said to resemble which actress?
I know the question's going to know the answer to that because I do know who the question is, and he loves that film.
Great. So you can have a look at the answer after we finish the quiz.
Of course.
Can I just go back to do the correspondence again? We've got 3 answers, boys.
Well, boys, you know you can trust your captain on this one.
Yeah, this is all yours.
Almost.
I think Paul's first answer is right, because there's a great scene in that movie in a restaurant, and I think one of those actresses is mentioned in that, but it's not the same one. And if that's confusing, I apologize to everyone.
Oh yeah.
I honestly don't know the middle one.
I will tell you that the name of the actress is mentioned several times during the movie.
Ooh.
Because it's a meta film. I mean, they're in Hollywood. They're talking about what's going on in Hollywood at the time.
I think I might have made up one of them, Paul.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
3, 2, 1. And moving on to the next question. Question 15. The same noir starlet was also the inspiration for which animated character in 1988? Which animated character was inspired by the same actress? The same noir starlet was also the inspiration for which animated character?
Happy with that.
Just an extra bit of trivia there for you boys.
Like Andrew's dedicated to doing my job. Thank you. Where were you when I was writing the questions? Question 16. In Stanley Kubrick's The Killing, Sherry Petey, Mary Windsor, shares her husband's plan to rob which venue? Where was the robbery going to take place?
I've seen the TV show. Does that help?
No.
No, it doesn't in this case. In Stanley Kubrick's The Killing...
Denmark.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sherry Petey, Marie Windsor, shares her husband's plan to rob which venue? Which place?
If you know what that's called, there's our answer. There you go.
Is that
Okay,
the word
guys,
you were looking for?
I'm going to give you some help here. A, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
B, a racetrack. C, a jewelry store. Or D, a mob hideout.
Nice.
Jesus.
Nice, there you go. Although I like Mars's initial answer
Yes.
of aeroplane station.
Well, Marcus is generous. I'm sure he'd give us that.
It's like taboo when you can't say a certain word.
Okay. Let's
Let's
move on. Question 17. What is the plot of The Postman Always Rings Twice from 1946? Some options. A hitchhiker takes on the identity of a driver who suddenly dies. B, a fatalistic private eye is hired by a gangster to find the woman who shot him and stole his money. Shot the gangster. C, an insurance investigator pieces together the mystery of why an ex-boxer was murdered by hitmen. Or D, a drifter plots with the wife of a restaurant owner to have her husband killed. What is the plot of The Postman Always Rings Twice?
Well, it says in the title, so.
It's a really dull film.
I forgot the
don't think
letter.
James M. Cain was really thinking about giving away the plot when he came up with the title. All right, I'll go through the answers one more time. The potential answers. A hitchhiker takes on the identity of a driver who suddenly dies. B, a fatalistic private eye is hired by a gangster to find the woman who shot the gangster and stole his money. C, an insurance investigator pieces together the mystery of why an ex-boxer was murdered by hitmen. Or D, a drifter plots with the wife of a restaurant owner to have her husband killed. Question 18. What is Vesper Lynd's official job in Casino Royale? Is it A, Officer of Her Majesty's Treasury, B, Insurance Agent for Allied Dunbar, London, C, MI5 Finance Specialist, D, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs Agent?
All very exciting jobs.
Yes.
All pretty exciting. Never know when you're going to get the call to go to Montenegro.
An officer of Her Majesty's Treasury and a customs agent and His Majesty. Wait, what's the difference between A and D?
Yeah.
Letters.
I think they're different departments.
Oh. That's much clearer.
They all sound the same.
It's on a need-to-know basis, Di, and you don't need to know.
I might need to know.
Is there anyone like a teacher or something in a Bond movie?
Yeah,
Carpenter.
Ask Dominic Cummings.
Patissier.
They always get killed.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. It's one of those two. Which one?
Go for B or
One of the
C.
four.
All right, so that brings us to the end of our Femme Fatale round. While you guys think about your answers or try to pressure each other into giving a different answer, I want to remind the audience that you can send us your questions. So just like Jeremy earlier, you can send us your video questions. All you need to do is, first of all, think of an original question. If you need some help, I can get in touch and help you out. But I would really love it if you could bring your question to us. Record yourself with your phone. You can use a fancy video camera or your phone. Either way, we'll be very happy. You do not need to use a fancy Zoom background, but that's nice. And send a link to me. That's loveit@ancutmedia.com. We'll choose the best questions and feature them on the quiz. Okay, let's get into the answers to round 2. Question 11. Who played Maddie Walker, the femme fatale, in Lawrence Kasdan's Body Heat? Going to the Rabbit Killers first, and let's go to Paul.
The name might be a bit of a red herring, but it's a female, Kathleen Turner.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Kathleen Turner.
Catherine Turner.
Kathleen
Turner, okay. And how about Oslo Confidential? Trig.
Yeah, we went for the same thing. Kathleen Turner.
Correct. Kathleen Turner. I wasn't sure. I couldn't quite hear whether it was Catherine or Kathleen.
Sorry.
Kathleen Turner was the lead together with William Hurt in that film. George Lucas agreed to sponsor Kasdan. Remember that Lawrence Kasdan, Larry Kasdan, was the screenwriter together with Brackett on Empire Strikes Back, which featured earlier. But Lucas would not put forward the Lucasfilm name on Kasdan's movie because it was too dirty. Okay, question 12. In which film would you hear the line, "Personally, vet has convinced me that alligators have the right idea. They eat their young"? All right, let's go first of all to Moz.
This was the one that gave me the biggest trouble, but I know there's there's 2 women involved in Mildred Pierce, so I'm going to go with C, Mildred Pierce.
Okay, going with Mildred Pierce and Di.
We have some debate on our side. I'm going to go with D, but I didn't write it down what it was.
I think it was
no points.
All About Eve.
All About Eve.
Which is not a.
I'm so used to you guys not remembering your answers that I've started to write notes. It was All About Eve.
You see, it's all for your perfection.
However, the Rabbit Killers have it with Mildred Pierce. I thought you'd get
tied it up.
Yeah, no, it's a line I don't remember.
So, according to Anne Blythe, Joan Crawford instructed the 16-year-old to actually slap her in the staircase scene, if you remember. Moz, I think, remembers. Okay, let's move to question 13. Who played nightclub singer Dorothy Valens in Blue Velvet? Ian.
We've got Isabella Rossellini.
Okay, and Maria.
Of course, Isabella Rossellini.
I think that was a pretty easy one. Isabella Rossellini. So several of the actors who were considered for the role of Frank found the character too repulsive and intense. Dennis Hopper, by contrast, is reported to have exclaimed, "I've got to play Frank because I am Frank."
I can't imagine the role he'd turned down for being too depraved.
No, I think he'd take pretty much anything at that point of his career. 14, in LA Confidential, Kim Basinger plays a call girl who is said to resemble which actress? How about we go to Oslo Confidential first this time, 3?
Yeah, we went for Veronica Lake.
Okay, and Paul.
Yep, the same thing, Veronica Lake.
Well done.
Yes.
Very, very well done. Okay, so Kim Basinger turned down the role of Lynn Bracken 3 times before saying yes. She was director Curtis Hanson's first and only choice for the role for obvious reasons.
I think Trig looks better.
Yes, I think that Trig does a wonderful impression of Veronica Lake there.
Who wore it best, Trig?
Your face fit remarkably well, Trig, onto Kim Basinger's when I did the Photoshop.
You're a natural blonde.
All right. So the same Noir starlet I've got the giggles this evening, was also the inspiration for which animated character in 1988? Die.
We went with Jessica Rabbit.
All right. And Andrew?
Optimus Prime. No. Jessica Rabbit. Voiced by Kathleen Turner.
Garrett's not on the show.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again?
It was voiced by Kathleen Turner, I think. A little callback there.
Oh, yes. And thoroughly intentional. It was Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Are we tied
of course,
for
played by
points?
Kathleen Turner.
We may be tied for points, yes, thanks, sir.
It's 11-11.
So in a throwback,
throwback
to last week, in addition to Kathleen Turner, in a throwback to last week, Bill Murray was Zemeckis and Spielberg's first choice to play Eddie Valiant, but neither could get in contact with him at the time.
Amazing
usual
reason.
problem. Yeah.
Doesn't have a phone, doesn't have a manager. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
that's how he rolls. 16. In Stanley Kubrick's The Killing, Sherry Peedy, Marie Windsor shares her husband's plan to rob which venue? All right, let's go to Oslo Confidential and Maria.
I think there was a racetrack involved in the movie, so B, racetrack.
All right. And how about Ian?
Yeah, we put racetrack as well. Although Moz initially put horse racing place. I can't remember the word.
Horse racing place.
I'm not a gambler.
Yeah,
I think it's a British versus
you think like a bookies
Australian.
office or something. I'm going to help you. You think of like a bookies or something.
But to clarify, we did write track. Our answer is track because we did write that down.
It is indeed a racetrack. So Mary Windsor is famous for her femme fatale characters, notably in film noir classics Force of Evil and Narrow Margin. And it's worth noting that Kubrick's The Killing would go on to be a major influence on Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs and Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. And you can see the resemblance in the mask there. Okay, so question 17. What is the plot of The Postman Always Rings Twice from 1946? This time I'm going to go to the Rabbit Killers first of all. And Paul.
It's D. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's a drifter. He turns up and they plot to kill her husband, I think. Right.
Okay. Okay, great. And how about Trig?
Yeah, we said the same thing. D, drifter, restaurant plot owner killed.
Is the correct answer. A drifter plots with the wife of a restaurant owner to have her husband killed. This, of course, was remade in 1981 with Jack Nicholson and Jessica Lange.
I have a lovely mock-up version that involves Dai and Trigvar, but we didn't use it.
Send that to me later.
Yeah, I'll send it to your personal account.
Much later.
Okay, final question for round 2. Question 18. What is Vesper Lynd's official job in Casino Royale? From 2006. This time, let's go to Dai first of all.
I'm still unclear about A and D. What's the difference?
I can't help you with bureaucracy. Sorry, you're gonna have to figure that one out. You're from that country.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with D, whatever that was.
D, whatever that was.
Carpenter. No.
D. Okay, you're going with D and the Rabbit Killers, please, Moz.
Yeah, they were all more or less the same job. We're going to go with C, melon farmer or finance expert.
Sorry, melon farmer?
Not sure.
Melon farmer.
I think that might be an insult.
It's a coveted job in the
Is that a Die Hard
007 franchise.
Doing surprisingly well now during the corona, so.
but C is the important letter there.
I'm sorry, but it was indeed A.
See, that's the same thing as D, though. That's the same thing.
You're also an agent.
She actually has a much longer title, but essentially it's Officer of the Treasury. Or I think International Liaison or something like that.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Oh, no.
Look, there's the melons.
Not your fault, Paul. Die, come on.
Die.
This is a highbrow show.
All right, I'm going to completely ignore that because I was counting. At the end of round
two, Marcus, we can see them.
At the end of round 2, we have Oslo Confidential on 13 points and the Rabbit Killers tied on 13 points.
Oh.
The plot
thickens.
Yeah.
Cut it with a
Good
knife.
finale.
We're going to sort this out
That's
in round 3, which is,
suspense.
of course, our picture round.
Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
Is not a question.
Say what you see. Say what you see.
I
La
do
La Land.
appreciate the enthusiasm. Okay, question 19. Who directed Master and Commander Far Side of the World? Who directed Master and Commander Far Side of the World? I'm going to give you some choices. Was it A, George Miller, B, Bruce Beresford, C, Peter Weir, or D, Fred Skepsey?
There's a link there.
They're all Australian.
They're all men. Oh, they're all Australian.
They're all Australian. They're all men. They're all
It's a
Australian.
moment to
Australian men.
shine.
Anyone going to do any
With-
Australian jokes? No?
Well,
I
they're,
wouldn't.
just, they're the best men.
I'm divvying out the points.
Oh, yeah, no Australian jokes.
No, they're the
We have
best.
rules.
Look at, Mick J. Dundee. What a man.
What a film.
What a
Great
franchise.
You call that a film? All right, and here's a picture of...
Another Australian man.
Yeah.
he's
Or is he?
still an Australian man. Russell Crowe looking pensive.
Shame.
He's got an amazing rock band. What's it? 1,000 yards of grunt or something?
Yes.
Is something like that.
Is that an on-set picture, or is that like a behind the screen still? Because
It was
the boat in the
I think
background
that may
looks
be a shot from the film.
because there
He's
looks
just-
like there's a real world, like modern boat in the background
Oh, yeah,
next to the
it
ship.
does, doesn't it?
Oh, in that case, it's probably just a publicity still.
It was probably minutes
I'm
before
pretty
he
sure
got
that
in
they
a
would have
punch-up
worked that,
anyway.
that out. Continuity issue. All right. Question 20. Name this 2000 film. Year 2000 film.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on. Come on. You're complaining it's too easy?
That's way too
Would you like
easy.
the more difficult die?
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
is
like
there
something more
an
challenging next
alternate
week.
question?
There's
no,
a
next
harder
week, no.
question
No.
hidden underneath that question.
Yeah.
How much
You
did he
ask,
pay
like,
for
name
that
the
tie?
name of the actors. That would be harder.
Name the
You
weapons.
better have got
Steve.
it right now.
Name the weapons.
It's definitely right.
Maybe I was feeling a little sorry for you after the last round.
After
Oh, maybe,
funeral was
yeah.
last time.
After last week, that thrashing. Right?
Oh, funerals was tough.
Oh, Frashy.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't good die.
Stop
I think we're
bullying
winning
Di.
overall, though. We have
Question
more
21.
wins.
What type
Moving
of
on.
fish? What type of fish is Nemo?
One that's really bad at directions.
These are so easy.
Apparently.
My second son was born while that film was on the telly.
I thought you were going to say conceived.
No, but my first son was conceived just after watching Prometheus. So really,
All right.
what you will.
So what's his name?
We did watch this.
No
didn't
comment.
Moving on. Do you remember the question, folks?
I've
No.
forgotten
What
the
kind
was
of
question.
fish? What kind of fish is Nemo?
That one.
Yeah, the orange one.
All right.
Orange.
Question
White.
22. In Risky Business from 1983, what song did Tom Cruise famously lip sync to in his underwear?
I'm loving this round, Marcus. I might even do a cheeky Tom Cruise dance at the end of this.
Only if you were dressed like that.
Would you?
I'll just slide onto
For
the
us?
screen.
Please.
Your wife will kill us.
What was the question?
How
In
much
Risky
does
Business,
Mars
what
have to
song
drink
did
before he
Tom
takes
Cruise
his clothes
famously
off?
lip sync to? Don't sing it.
Oh, I can. What's the name though? I
You
can
can
hear
sing
it.
it during the answer round. You can sing your answers if you wish.
I even done the same thing. I can't remember what the song is called.
There's a weird Mandela effect with this scene, though. Everyone seems to think he's wearing a different outfit to the one he actually does wear in the scene. So people dress
I think
up
there's
at
also
Halloween.
multiple kind of parodies and just I will say, looking for the photo online, there are a lot of shots that are not actually this scene, but higher res and they're from TV shows, commercials. So yeah, I can sort of understand that.
I think everyone thinks that's a white shirt, but I think it's actually a pink shirt.
I think it's a pink shirt.
Yeah, I just don't think it shows up in a lot of the stills.
Okay, and on to our final question. Question 23. Long live the new flesh is the final line of which 1983 movie? Long live the new flesh.
Thanks for
Is
that.
the last line from which 1983 movie?
Right up your alley, right, Moz? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Debbie Harry. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Debbie Harry.
David Cronenberg.
Don't help the other team, though. Come on.
I don't think I need to. Where's
your competitive instinct? All right. So let's move on to the answers for round 3. Question 19. Who directed Master and Commander Far Side of the World? I'm going to go to Maria, first of all, for Oslo Confidential.
That's Peter Weir, a director that you Australians should be very proud about.
Okay. I'm proud of all 4 of the directors. Ian.
You said Peter Weir. I couldn't tell if that was a loaded comment from Maria.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was going as well. There was a little pause. Peter Weir is indeed the correct answer. Well done, everyone. So Russell Crowe learned to play violin for the film and referred to it as the hardest thing he'd ever done for a film.
No, that's not true. Singing in Les Mis was the hardest thing.
I was going to say his accent in Robin Hood was one of the hardest things.
Maybe that quote's from before. Question 20. Name this year 2000 film. This time let's go to the Rabbit Killers. Andrew.
Battle Royale?
All right. And what about Trigva?
Yes, Battle Royale.
You agree? Battle Royale?
Yep.
Well done.
Not the 4
1 point each. So it took 11 years for the film to be released in the United States, and it's still banned from broadcast in South Korea.
Really?
Wow.
It was a remake that was they were intending to make a US version, but of course other films kind of stole that idea.
You can get the sequel on YouTube. It makes no sense.
It's not very good.
No.
Yeah.
Great recommendation, guys.
I kind of liked it in a weird way.
All right, question 21. What type of fish is Nemo? How about we go to Di first of all?
He is a clownfish.
Paul, do you agree?
Exactly the same. A clownfish.
Is the correct answer. So
is that a scientific term?
Yeah.
That is the correct name. Andrew Stanton pitched the idea to Pixar head John Lasseter in an hour-long session using elaborate visual aids, character voices. At the end of it, an exhausted Stanton asked Lasseter what he thought, and Lasseter replied, "You had me at fish."
It's like I've been talking
Question
for an hour.
22. In Risky Business, what song did Tom Cruise famously lip sync to in his underwear? Yes, you can sing it. Let's go first of all to Maria. I have to.
Oh, I don't know. The suggest.
I wanted you to sing.
I feel now in the no. I don't something Little Richard, Tutti Frutti. No.
So was this a team effort? Did you workshop this?
Well,
or is this just Maria now spitballing?
No, my team wrote all-time rock and roll. So you figure that out.
Your team
guys,
wrote
all-time rock and roll.
Okay. And how about Ian? What did your team come up with, or did you go solo like Maria?
Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob.
Oh, so that was the title. Okay, good.
Maria.
Time rock and roll is, of course, the answer. Maria, I thought you'd blown that for a second.
Can we take their first answer, please, Marcus? First answer.
The dance sequence was improvised by Cruise. The script merely said Joel dances. Okay, on to our final question. Long live the new flesh is the final line of which 1983 movie, Paul?
It is Videodrome.
It is Videodrome. I like the confidence there. And Die.
It is Videodrome.
It is Videodrome.
Really confident.
And at the end of that round,
oh yes,
is a tie.
It's a tie.
We need a tiebreaker.
Both teams came out with full 5 points for that round. Okay, so both teams now have 18 points.
Oh.
Battle Royale.
So
I want the crossbow.
Bagsy not fighting Trigva.
You know, I do have a few questions that I wasn't going to use for the noir round.
Oh,
then.
Oh, no.
How about the Bill Murray round?
Can you live with the tie? Can you live with the tie?
We can live.
I think we can live with the tie.
We can live with the tie.
Tie on the record.
The overall score wins.
Also, I have to edit this, so I can live with the tie.
I do have a few kind of leftover, kind of difficult 1940s noir movies that I could ask you about.
No, we'll just give it to them.
That's not the spirit.
Marcus,
No, we can. I think we can live with the tie.
We could do double or quits next week. Next week, whoever wins gets 2 wins.
Okay, well, I think this week we'll go with the tie. It's our first ever tie. There is no procedure in place. Maybe we'll have to come up with one, Ian, Maria, for next time. So that's our show for this week. We will be back at the same time next Tuesday. Thank you to our players, and a special thanks, of course, to Jeremy Jennings for his video question. If you want to send us a video question, you can email us a link at loveit@andcutmedia.com. On Twitter, we are Last Pick House. You can find recorded episodes of the quiz on our YouTube channel, Last Picture House. That's also where you'll find episodes of our regular podcast. Trigva, Andrew, Paul, Di, thank you very much as always, and thank you at home for watching. Thanks, guys, and I will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.